Do I need more therapy? This can be a very hard question to ask yourself. It can stir up all kinds of doubt, anxiety, and unease. Therapy can be a really powerful tool for healing, growth, and self-discovery. But sometimes, despite your best efforts, it just might not be enough. It's not that therapy doesn't work, it's just that the approach, the timing, or even the type of therapy might not be the right fit for what you're going through. So today, I want to help you recognize 4 signs that your current therapy might not be enough and what you can do about it. So let's jump in. The first sign is your symptoms are getting worse, not better. It's normal to feel emotionally raw after some sessions, but if you're consistently leaving therapy feeling worse, more anxious, or even more depressed, that's a red flag. Effective therapy should offer moments of relief, clarity, empowerment, even if it's challenging. Another possibility is that your issues are beginning to manifest in more serious ways that demand a treatment program more intensive than your current therapy. That was the case for Monroe. Monroe went through IOP therapy, and here's what he had to say about his experience.
For a few years before IOP, my episodes where I would go from 0 to 100, so it was very short-lived, intensive explosions. And in terms of inpatient, I was freaking out because with my OCD and everything alone, that was hard to think about my wife pregnant at home alone. I'd never been in group therapy before. I'd been to support groups. It's a conversation. And when other people are talking, that gets me to think so much. And without even realizing, I'm processing my own stuff while responding to other people. And I think that's really cool. And that's actually something I prefer.
So you've probably heard us throw around IOP a few times now. IOP stands for Intensive Outpatient Program. And this is a really great treatment option for folks who might need more than weekly psychotherapy. It's also a really wonderful option for folks who might be stepping down from hospitals and residential treatment centers. The idea here is that you're going to be getting lots of support through group therapy, individual therapy, and also family therapy. So IOP can really be the most flexible option to deal with more intense issues. And if you're watching this video because you feel like you might need that higher level of care, there's a form in the description that you can fill out to have a quick chat on whether IOP is right for you. The next sign you might need more therapy is that you're stuck in a loop. If you find yourself rehashing the same issues week after week without feeling any real progress, it might be a sign that your therapy isn't effective. Okay, week 1, I came in, cried about my ex and my family issues. I got a little bit of support and it was great. Then the next week I came in, cried about my ex and my family issues and got a little bit of support. So okay, still opening up, still getting comfortable, building trust. Week 3, kind of the same pace, not a lot of improvement. If we fast forward 6 months and we're still unpacking the same stuff, that's a concern. What can happen here is that the frequency and depth of the sessions is not allowing you to commit enough focus into these issues, which can prevent you from internalizing the progress. And so you're pretty much going back to square one every single week. Sometimes traditional talk therapy can unintentionally turn into a cycle of venting rather than healing. This is where intensive therapy can come in. IOP can break this cycle by providing a more focused and structured approach. With multiple sessions per week, you have the opportunity to dig deeper into your patterns and also gain momentum that's often hard to build in weekly therapy. Then we have the techniques, dialectical behavioral therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, which can also help to recognize and disrupt self-destructive cycles. And lastly, the group therapy components can be super helpful because you get to see in real time how other people are dealing with the same issues that you have. The reason that's so great is because 1, you just get some support and comfortability and new sets of ears. But also, hearing another person's experience and perspective with your issues can also allow you to think about it in a new, different, and less personalized lens, which is so much less stressful when you're used to having to analyze yourself every single week. Essentially, group therapy creates an environment where you can get a new perspective of self by bearing witness to another's journey. The third sign is you're avoiding the hard stuff. A good therapist should gently push you to face uncomfortable truths and deeper issues. If your sessions feel overly comforting or kind of surface level, it might mean you're avoiding the real work. Intensive therapy comes in here to create a safe yet challenging environment where avoidance becomes harder to maintain. You might even get some daily or weekly assignments that encourage you to actively process emotions rather than skirt around them. The consistent and immersive nature of IOP also reduces the temptation to disengage, helping you build tolerance for discomfort, which, as we know, is a really crucial part of genuine healing. The last major sign is you're not getting practical tools. Insight is powerful, but without practical tools to handle your day-to-day struggles, therapy can feel incomplete. If your therapist isn't equipping you with coping skills, communication strategies, or actionable steps, you might end up feeling enlightened, but also powerless. Intensive outpatient therapy is designed to be both insightful and skills-focused. Programs typically include psychoeducation sessions that teach you practical coping strategies, things like grounding techniques for anxiety, assertiveness training for communication, and even cognitive restructuring for negative thought patterns. Role-playing scenarios and skill-building workshops can also provide a safe space to practice these tools until they become almost second nature. The high frequency of sessions also means you get immediate feedback and adjustments, ensuring that the techniques that you learned are tailored to your specific challenges. So when you have tools in your toolbox, things that might come your way that are outside of your control actually become more manageable, and you might feel like you have more autonomy and more power to actually control your thoughts and your feelings, your emotions. So things that perhaps caused you anxiety or worry, distress, maybe commuting to work, heading to school, having to see a certain person at work or school, are going to be much more manageable now, being able to apply what you've learned in IOP into those real life examples that you're facing every single day outside of treatment. To recap, here are the 4 signs your therapy might not be enough. You're feeling worse consistently, you're stuck in a loop, avoiding the hard stuff, and not getting practical tools. If any of these sound familiar, it's okay to consider making a change, whether that means trying a more intensive program, a new therapist, or even supplementing therapy with other resources. Remember, the goal of therapy is to really help you heal and grow, right? Not to leave you feeling stagnant. Your mental health journey is yours to shape, so don't hesitate to advocate for what you need. And if what you need is IOP, we have resources in the description below to get you started. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.